Alrighty, everybody. Welcome to what I'm calling episode 1 of Drawing with John. Now, if you saw it yesterday, I was going over a little bit of the process in sort of my little teaser trailer kind of a deal, my test setup filming for this particular format. Of course, as it goes on, we'll work out some kinks and everything like that. But yesterday, I was working on this piece that I did around September 17th of 2016. I've had this inking in one of my sketchbooks for a long time. I am using, let's see, and this isn't an endorsement, by the way, but I am using the Kanzen mixed media paper. It is perfect for acrylic, watercolor, and pen and pencil. I like it for this type of illustration. It's what I've used mainly for a long time because it was mostly what I could afford. But I digress. As you can see, I have my reference image back here. This is the Akishi Akeda. This is his manga, Rosario Vampire. This is volume 1 of season 2. As you can see, I have the inner Moka here. That this is what my image is based off of, and I'm mainly using it as like a color matching guide. Which, if of course, you can see my Copic sketch markers over here, and sure enough, I've taken every one of the Copic sketch markers that I've had, and I've made a swatch chart, and I've got them numbered and I've got them named. And as you can see, I've been using the YG61 Pale Moss here. And what I do is I hold up my swatch chart to these colors here and find the best match for what I'm looking for. And basically what I've done so far is I've put down a base layer of a lighter tone, leaving some of the white of the paper in some of the spots here to kind of act as like my highlight. But I've laid this down, getting ready to put some of the shadows that you can see. Most of them right in here, especially right behind her head. And hopefully this video doesn't run too long, but I hope to get at least as far as that today. And mainly, I probably won't get to it, but I'm going to try to keep these episodes fairly short. So bear in mind, trying to I will at least try to upload a couple of these a week. Sometimes I will do live streaming through Facebook and things like that. You can find me on Facebook at John T. Brady / John T. Brady, and Bear will be in parentheses right next to that. And of course, you'll be able to, and you'll see me. I'll be the first one to pop up. Also visit the facebook.com/ the art of John Brady. You can also find me on Instagram, all lowercase letters, at John_T_Brady BRADY_. And you can follow my Instagram, get updates, just see whatever random stuff I do normally post on there. So keep in mind, I am a beginner. So anyway, in using the swatch chart that I have made, it's good to set up a swatch chart. It's also good to have a color wheel. You can make your own color wheel, or you can go to any art supply store. Most art supply stores, I know Michael's and Hobby Lobby here in the Alexandria, Louisiana area, do sell already pre-made color wheels that you can see what relationships every color has, what your tertiary, secondary, your primary, what those colors can mix, and if you mix them up, what they might look like. It shows you the complementary colors. It shows you the every color in relation to one another, and they really help too as far as painting goes. As far as like learning how to mix, you mixing your warm colors, your cool colors, your skin tones for painting portraits and stuff, and little, and I'm hoping that that for beginners especially, I'm mostly self-taught myself, So I'm pretty sure YouTube is a big, 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 big resource for y'all. And it's been a humongous resource for me. Watching people like Mark Crilly over the years. Recently discovered Mikey Mega Mega. Shout out to Mikey Mega Mega. I do comment and ask him questions a lot, or I did for a while. So shout out to him from good old London, England. Who else? Oh, shout out to It's Fun Guy, Malcolm Washington. Go stalk him on YouTube and Instagram, all one word, ITSFUNNGUY. It's Fun Guy. I did have a video where me and him kind of had like a little 30-minute discussion at Alex Riverfet / ArtFet 2017 about a few days ago. So make sure you go and check that out. Alright, anyway, so in selecting the color for the shadows that I see, I kind of want to make it a sort of a combination between two colors. And one color that I do seem particularly drawn to is the G43 Pistachio Copic sketch marker. And in some of these darker areas, like right in here, close to her shoulder, I'll show you right here. You'll see me, I'll put the pen down, or I'll put the marker down, and I'll go up, and I will flick up with it. Now keep in mind, most of these colors probably won't completely match what is on the original artwork itself. Mainly, I try to do it as close as I possibly can, but at the same time, I do want to give the piece a life of its own compared to the original. I don't want every little detail to match necessarily. And you'll see I'm going in under here where most of the dark colors will go, and there I will put a little bit of gray back into here to kind of tone it down and to give it that dark without just loading heaping helpings of just plain green on here. But the pistachio works out really good in this manner. As you can see, like, and I'm just doing really quick motions here. I'm not doing anything fancy, just really quick little flicking motions, and just kind of just kind of flick like that. You want to leave a little bit of the white of the paper, because that does help set it off a little bit. Just, you don't have to put in every shadow. Mostly just making sure, because in the I love the original the manga cover. I've always kind of wanted to put my own little kind of a take on it. So that's mostly what I'm doing here. And then coming into these areas like over here by right in here, where it tends to get a little darker right in here. You always want to leave a little bit of that lighter color kind of hanging out right in here, because it kind of works as, it's a good little quick highlight. Let's see, forgive me, I'm moving the camera around a little bit, just like I said, I am a newbie. So and two, doing these really quick, you also want to make sure that the strokes of the pen follow the movement of the hair. You want to follow the movement. It gives you don't want to just go all over the place. You want to try to keep the lines as close to the curvature of where you've inked before. And just in case all you the tech nerds out there that are probably wanting to know, this was inked using a Prismacolor, I believe it was the 05 and the chisel tip inking pens, the liner pens You can get them from Walmart. You can get them from any art supply store. The ones from Walmart work out really good too. In like these areas here, which of course in any kind of inking. And let's see, in the underdrawing that I did for this, I used a Scholar Prismacolor blue pencil that you can get in the manga kits. That you can get them at Walmart. You can get them at any art supply store. They're in these sort of like these little kits that say manga on them, and it comes with a red pencil and a blue pencil. And I don't use the red pencils so much. I might use the red pencils on a canvas to outline, to give outlines for a painting, where I can stay in my parameters. Future notice there will be paintings on here too. I do not profess to be the best painter on earth. I just profess to be probably the most energetic. Hopefully you definitely won't fall asleep with me, because unlike an Afroed mentor of mine, I call him my mentor, but I grew up watching Bob Ross on TV, which I'm pretty sure most of you have. So yeah, definitely there will be some happy little trees probably in the future, but I promised I will try not to put y'all to sleep. Little Bob Ross humor there for today. I'll just kind of, I'll shut up for a minute, and you can kind of see where I'm going with this. Mainly like right in here too, where you can see where it just kind of, just put a little dab of color there and continue to do that flicking motion out to here, don't have to go overboard with it, because there are some more darker, there are darker shadows in play in some of these areas here. This mainly just lays the groundwork, and it also helps with blending. Really little neat tip that I like to give, and I will be giving this tip again when I go in the next episode with her doing her face. And of course I will go over each color that I am using, and I will I'll show you how to use it, and the way that works best for me. I am in no way telling you that this is the right way to do it. I'm just telling you this is the way that's worked for me. But a really good blending tip is I always put a light down first, and then I go to put a midtone and a dark. And you take your lighter tone and you go over the lines, or you go over the borders, and you let that ink melt the colors into one. A really good example of this is anybody that follows me on Instagram or my Facebook page can probably tell you that I have an illustration that I recently did of Princess Zelda, where I use those very techniques to blend the colors on her face. And of course, Legend of Zelda, owned by Nintendo, of course, love Nintendo, love Breath of the Wild. I've put over 120, not 120, I've put 200 plus hours into the game so far, and it is amazing. So shout out to Mr. Miyamoto and Mr. Aonuma. Y'all have made a fantastic game, and all 300 developers, y'all have made a fantastic game. So anyway, I'm digressing again. Right up in here at the top, you notice that some of these shadows might, kind of overlap in here. Just put a little bit right in there. Sometimes you can be a little blocky. Mainly, I'm using the original image as a guide again. You don't exactly have to follow the original image. Just make sure you kind of stick as close to it as you can get, and you'll see that sometimes I'll come in here and I'll put shadows in here, give it a little bit more depth. Just kind of come in here, come underneath, and you can see like right in here, right in here there's going to be a lot of dark color. I plan on using either the green gray, or let's see, the green gray here. I plan on either using that or using probably the cool gray number 3, and get those in a little bit darker. Let's see, a little bit of shadow coming out into here, you know, a little bit here, here, and, you know, very, very quick motions. You know, nothing too fancy here. You know, and it's mainly a flicking motion. I'm trying to be as gentle with putting the color down on the paper as possible. And right in here, you'll probably notice I didn't put too much of a base coat probably down in here, because I knew that this color would stand out really good down in here. And let's see, and I'll go back to the pale moss for a little bit just so y'all can see me do it in this video here. A little bit of her hair kind of pokes out right in here, you know, right through here, kind of behind her fingers here, and then there is a strand of hair that comes right in here. Block it in here, and then you'll see me, I'll go just like that. Alright, watch me do it again, just like that. And of course, you have to make my own sound effects here because I am extremely low budget. And of course, I'll come in since it's a little thicker and just like that. Alright, now I will